Welcome to the Luminara Mindset. Chapter 35. The Art of Saying No. We have learned to identify where boundaries are needed in our lives. Now we will learn how to build the gate for that boundary fence, using one of the simplest yet most powerful tools of self-respect we possess. We are here to master the art of saying one small, two-letter word. No. For many of us, no can feel like the hardest word in the world to say. It can feel sharp, confrontational, and unkind. But today, we will reframe it. A conscious, intentional no can be one of the most loving and honest words in our entire vocabulary. Consider this. Every time you say no to something that is not in alignment with your truth, you are simultaneously saying a powerful yes to something that is. When you say no to a commitment that would leave you exhausted, you are saying yes to your own vital energy and well-being. When you say no to taking on someone else's emotional drama, you are saying yes to your own inner peace. And when you say no to a request that feels like an obligation, you are saying yes to creating space in your life for the things that truly light you up. A no spoken from a place of self-respect is a yes to your soul. The primary obstacle to saying no is the overwhelming feeling of guilt. This guilt is often a deeply conditioned response. As children, our survival and belonging were often dependent on being agreeable and pleasing the adults around us. The guilt we feel when we say no is often the echo of that old survival strategy. But as sovereign adults, we must learn to feel that discomfort without letting it dictate our choices. Here is a truth to hold on to. The temporary discomfort of saying no is infinitely less toxic than the long-term, corrosive resentment that builds when you say yes, but mean no. So let's build a practical toolkit for saying no with grace, clarity, and kindness. You do not need to be harsh or aggressive. You only need to be clear. The first tool is the simple, kind no. You do not owe anyone a long, elaborate explanation. An explanation often just gives the other person something to argue with. A simple, "Thank you so much for the invitation, but I won't be able to make it." Or, "I appreciate you thinking of me for this project, but I don't have the capacity to take that on right now." It's complete. No is a full sentence. The second tool is the buy time number. It is perfectly acceptable to not give an immediate answer, especially if you feel put on the spot. You can say, "Let me check my calendar and I'll get back to you." Or, "I need to think about that. Can I let you know tomorrow?" This gives you the precious space you need to step away. Check in with your own intuition and energy levels, and make a decision from a centered place, not a pressured one. A third option is the policy number. This is useful for recurring requests. By creating a personal policy, you make the no less about the specific person and more about a general rule you have for your life. For example, as a general policy, I keep my weekends free for rest and family time. Or, my personal rule is that I don't check the work emails after 6 p.m. And finally, there is the yes, but no, which is a form of compromise. This is for situations where you do want to help, but not in the way that was requested. I can't help you move for the entire day on Saturday, but I could come for 2 hours in the morning. Or, I don't have the emotional capacity for a long phone call right now, but I would love to connect for a walk next week. Now, you must be prepared for the fact that when you begin to set these boundaries, some people may not like it. They have become accustomed to your yes. Their pushback or disappointment is their emotional reaction to manage, not your responsibility to fix. A person who truly respects you will perhaps, after a moment of surprise, respect your boundary. A person who consistently pushes against your no is giving you very important information about the nature of that relationship. Saying no is an act of honoring your truth. It is a declaration of sovereignty over your own precious and finite resources of time and energy. Welcome to the Luminara mindset. Your invitation this week is to practice in the safe space of your journal. Think of a real request you recently received where you said yes, but wished you had said no. Now write out 3 different ways you could have kindly and clearly declined, using the phrases and techniques from this chapter. The physical act of writing the words helps to build the neural pathway, making it easier to say them when the time comes.